Hey guys, how are you? So real quick, I want to talk about the Melania Trump leaked audio recordings that came out last night. I'm going to show you this clip from CNN. So we're just going to talk about how CNN is an absolute disgrace to humanity and how they ate themselves yet again on live TV.
All these kids that I met, they are here in the shelters because they were brought by it through coyotes, the people, or trafficking. And God. That's why they put them in jail. And the kids that they go in shelters, and the way they take care of them, it's, they even said, the kids, they say, wow, I will have my own bed, I will sleep on the bed, I will have a cabinet for my clothes. It's so sad to hear it, but they didn't have that in their own countries.
Right.
They sleep on the floor. They are,
There's
they are
nothing.
fed. They are taking care nicely there. But they are not with parents. It's sad. But when they come here alone or with coyotes or illegally, you need to do something.
Right.
And a lot of like moms and kids, they are taught how to do it. They go over and they say like, oh, we will be killed by gang member. We will be it's so dangerous. Mm-hmm. So they allowed to stay here. Do you understand?
I do, and they're the ones that are the bad ones.
Yeah, and they are not. It's not true that they would. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Some of them they're using that lines that they're not professional, but they are taught by other people what to say to come over and to let them go to stay here, because they could easily stay in Mexico, but they don't want to stay in Mexico because Mexico doesn't take care of them the same as America does. They say I'm complicit. I'm the same like him. I support him. I don't say enough. I don't do enough.
No,
where I am, I'm working like a my ass off.
I know.
That Christmas stuff that, who gives a about Christmas stuff and decoration, but I need to do it, right?
Yeah, but imagine 100%. You have no choice.
And then I do it, and I say that I'm working on Christmas, planning for the Christmas, and they said, oh, what about the children that they were separated? Give me a break. Where they were saying anything when Obama did that?
I know.
I cannot go. I was trying to get the kid reunited with the mom. I didn't have a chance. Needs to go through the process and through the law.
But here's my thing. Hear what you just said. But instead of that, if your messaging, you were so loved.
They would not do the story. We put it out. They would not do the story.
I'm telling you.
You would not believe it. They would not do the story because they would not do the story because they are against us, because they're liberal media. Yeah, if I go to Fox, they will do the story. I don't want to go to Fox.
It's so interesting. I mean, one, there's to hearing her being hostile toward, decorating the White House for Christmas, I certainly doesn't jive with, the Fox whole idea. I mean, if we're talking about a war on Christmas, it's funny that she would be leading that. But certainly it's one of those traditional roles, and I don't know. It's fascinating to hear her talk like that.
I don't know about you guys, but after hearing that audio recording, I'm Team Melania, and shameful for this. I think it was a previous aide that was secretly recording Melania when Melania thought she was having a private conversation and obviously venting to a friend. So shame on that woman for recording the call and then trying to record it. Now, this recording was released, I believe, to try to make Melania Trump look bad. But again, I am Team Melania on this one, 100%. I think this made her look like a human being who is frustrated, a human being who is passionate, a human being who cares about kids, and a human being who is a victim to the biased and evil media that we're seeing right now. I like her even more. I like this side of Melania. We're not used to seeing this. I think this is actually really good for her because we're used to seeing her just very poised and proper and public. And while I respect that, this is just a really nice and refreshing side of her that we haven't seen. And I think this is even further proof. Everything that Republicans have been frustrated about and have been screaming from the mountaintops for years now, the media is biased, and this is proof. This is a candid, private situation, and Melania is saying that she is so tired of this media. They won't take this story. They'll only take the bad stories. The only one that'll take this story is Fox News. She doesn't want to go on Fox News. Fox News is the only one that reports this stuff. But the funnier thing about this whole thing is CNN. This just shows how awful and dreadful CNN is. Melania is talking about the children. She wanted to help the children. She's talking about how she wanted to help the children, and she was trying to get news publications to pick this up, and no one would pick it up. And even still, after that conversation, what's brought up? She's hostile towards Christmas? I mean... They just proved everything that she said. Everything she said, they just proved. And what they picked out of that whole conversation, that's what you picked out. You want to know what I picked out? I picked out the fact that she is a passionate woman who very much cares about children, and who very much cares about the country, and who very much cares about the truth. And this is a woman who is a victim of the biased media, and she's expressing her frustration. That's what I picked out of it. And now I'm an even bigger Melania Trump fan than I was before. And CNN just proved proved Melania right. Everything they said in there. And by the way, those kids that Melania Trump is talking about, it's funny that she said no news organization would pick up that story, because a similar sentiment came from Glenn Beck back in 2014. Now, if you remember the original pictures, those pictures that we saw when Donald Trump got in office of all the children in the cages, and everyone was like, oh my God, the kids in the cages, and they're separating the kids from their parents in the cages. Those pictures were from 2014 under the Obama administration. The journalist that took those pictures was on the border. Glenn Beck was on the border. They tried to, I don't know about the individual that took the pictures, but I do know for sure, and he's talked about this lots of times. Glenn Beck was on the border in 2014. He tried to break that kids in cages story to everyone. No one would take the story. Not one news outlet would take the story. All of a sudden, Donald Trump is in office. Everyone takes the story. It's everywhere. And also, I'm so happy Melania Trump. I don't know if you heard it in that clip. I'll have to listen to it again. But I did hear it in the full audio clip that was released. Melania Trump says those kids that are in that area, they have to be taken away from those adults, because those adults are trafficking them. Those are not their parents. Those kids are victims, and they're being trafficked. And Melania was trying to work to get those kids reunited with their real parents. And she was stuck doing this Christmas crap, and she was trying to break the story. No one would take that story. And that's why these kids are separated. Unfortunately, human trafficking is a huge problem on the border. This is why a border wall is important. It helps deter that. That's why closing these loopholes in our asylum laws are important, because it'll deter that. But that was just my little rant on that. Let me know what you guys think. Have a wonderful day. Bye.